lesson, we're going to need graphing paper to help, and a pen or a pencil, because you will have some practice problems at the end of the slideshow video, whatever you call it. Graphing rational functions is a very easy task. The lines that we normally would call y or x is actually called the asymptote for this lesson. This is the parent function you see before you, and that's f of x equals 1 over x. Asymptotes, those are the x and y's that we talked about previously. They will never be 0. The answer will never touch 0, though it may look like it gets close to touching 0. It won't ever touch 0. To graph rational functions, you find the asymptote and intersects, plot a few points, and then sketch in the graph. Once you get the swing of things, rational functions are actually fairly easy to graph. I will not teach you how to find the asymptotes in this lesson. That is a different lesson. Part of the equations. This is very important because this can either make it really easy or really difficult to do. Taking the equation given, f of x equals 1 over x plus 5, this is a fairly simple one. This plus 5 shows that the graph will move to the left 5 instead of to the right 5 like we would expect it to. With this alone, you should be able to graph the equation. If the 5 had been negative, it would have moved to the right 5. That is the only real trick to this lesson. Taking the same equation, f of x equals 1 over x plus 5, if the 1 in the numerator was negative, it would transform the whole graph. As you can see, they changed positions to fill the second and fourth quadrants of the graph, right here. That's when the numerator is a negative 1. Here you can see that with it being positive, the asymptotes will fill the first and third quadrant of the graph. This is actually really important because 1 is an inverse graph and negative 1 is the inverse graph and 1 is not the inverse graph. One more thing you should do before you practice. When you look at an equation that looks something like this, f of x equals 1 over x plus 8 plus 3, that plus 3 only means the whole graph translates up 3 units. If it was a negative 3, then the whole graph would translate down 3 units. Okay, now it's your turn. Graph the following equations. F of x equals 1 over x plus 10. Did you get them right? Did you remember that there's 10 right here? Would move it 10 to the left. Or how about this -1? Moving it, or making it inverse. And a -7, pushing it to the right 7 of the original parent function. +4 to move it up 4. And a -3 to push it, sorry, my bad, to push it to the right 3. A -8, pushing it down 8. And a 5, pushing it to the right 5. I hope this helped with your questions.